Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back to Thugging It Out. Thugging It Out is a platform where we create a safe space to acknowledge, experience, and overcome real life issues in a positive and healthy way. Today, your girl is thugging it out by myself. Today, I did not want to do a panel or do some type of planning and reaching out to other people because I feel like March I don't know. I'm feeling a little different about March. Your girl is creeping up to 30. Like I am 25 days away from 30. And I'm not going to say like I have cold feet or that your girl is scared, but lately I really been in this weird space where I feel like I have to really learn how to be present a little more. Y'all know, practice what I preach, but also be in a way where I kind of go on this journey of just my entire 20s because the 20s are gone. Like the 20s are gone. And I feel like it's just been a blink of an eye. But even though I'm by myself, I'm going to do a mental health check in just on my own. Like I said, quite frankly, I feel like as if I'm getting closer to 30, that your girl might be going through a little midlife crisis, even though 30 is not even midlife. I have been in this space where I just don't have energy. And granted, I'm sure it's due to the fact of me not eating meat and then going back full throttle and not working out again. So I'm sure it's my own habits and it's truly me versus me at this point. And that's what brings us into this week's episode of Lessons Learned, the war within me. Well, the war within you. But speaking on, like I said, personally, it's the war within me. Like I truly feel as if I've been at war with myself lately. And I know I'm not the only one. I feel like in today's age, we sometimes are hit with so much stuff from all the added stress, all of our work responsibilities, all family responsibilities, all of the internet as a whole. I feel like sometimes it can be too much to bear. And with that being said, I feel as if it creates a war within us. And I know a lot of people might can relate, but I know very few people are really going to be honest and just let it hang all out. So that's why your girl is on here by myself today because first of all, I didn't really feel like communicating with people and asking them to come on. So it's kind of one of those things that I was so you know what? F it. I'm gonna do a solo dolo, and that's why I'm here. But I think in today's society, it is almost the recipe to create a war within ourselves. Like it's so much constant comparison, it's so much new stuff. Like every day is something new, everything is something trending. And it's like almost that you can't catch up. And even though your girl is 29, I'm starting to feel a little old. Like when I see the new lingo and I see my kids, sometimes I'd be like, wait, I'm like a grandma status now. And your girl is not even 30. And I know that's probably me versus me in my head again. But I'm sure people can relate because it's not necessarily like, oh, you're trying to compare yourself to other people. It's just that the world we live in and being in this era that is always about social media, like everybody is content creators, everyone is podcasters, everyone is trending. Like everybody keeps up with all the hottest gossip, everybody keep up with the hottest styles, everybody want the new car, everybody want all of this. And even though you could be 100% content, it almost always kind of create a seed there. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to allow it to grow or not, because it's actually you. And I know a lot of us can say like, oh, that stuff don't bother me, but it do. You might not be woman enough, a man enough to say like, yeah, that got me over here being a little self-conscious, a little insecure. Some of us won't just go ahead and say it, but we all deal with it. And that's why I feel like me ending my 20s in 25 days and walking into my 30s, I feel like we got to just go over some quick lessons. Like, you have to realize that this outside world is fake. Like, everything is an illusion. And I know I might sound a little crazy because people be like, nah, but honestly, I'm recognizing people only put out what they want you to see or what you want or what they want you to believe. And sometimes it can be very convincing. Like when you just scroll through TikTok and you get to looking at all these different videos, you on Instagram, you see all this content. And that's what it is. It's content. It's like you watching a movie. And if you were born in the 90s and the 90s baby, we saw a lot of that. Like when the internet first started, we were still like kind of on TV. Like we were still looking to watch TV. Now it's like this information and this content is easily available. Like you can watch it in the bed. You can watch it on the toilet. You can watch it in a car. Like wherever you at, you're like surrounded by it. And now I'm seeing more of like the content creators like actual on real TV, like in commercials. So it is definitely a program and that's I think built for us to be self-conscious and for us to fester this war of oh I'm not enough, oh I'm not doing enough, oh I don't have enough, when in all actually it's really a mad game. You have to learn how to accept what it is and learn how to pivot and what's your next step. And one of the things that I feel like really fuels the war within ourselves is delusion. And I'm gonna blame it on the internet because I see more and more people living in like this delusional world. Like they act like their reality is true. And it's quite scary because just the other day I was on TikTok and I don't know if y'all heard it or not, but have y'all saw that video about the lady that was a nurse and she supposedly got fired because she wore Birkin bag to work? And I'm not saying if she if she got fired for that reason or if it was true or not. But as I was just going through her videos, it was just something that wasn't lining up. And of course, I go through the comments. I hope y'all be going through comments because it could give you a lot of perspective. But a lot of people was like, kind of like, oh, well, sis, if that's your truth, that's your truth. But then a lot of people was like, why are you lying? And I feel like one thing about the internet, it just gave everybody a easy way to lie because it's no truth no more. Nobody can say like, oh, I'm really having a bad day. Or, oh, I'm not doing well right now. Or, oh, I'm really good. Like, I'm winning right now. It's like either somebody not going to believe you or somebody ain't. And I don't even think a lot of us really bring the true you to the table. Like, how many of us really, if we bear it all out, feel like they can be accepted? And that's part of the problem because, people are not going to accept you because they feel as if everybody should be in these perfect boxes. Is that, oh, you're a wife, so you're supposed to act like this. Oh, you're a woman, you act like this. Oh, you're a man, you're supposed to act like this. So when anything is out of order, people going to just attack you. And that leads a lot of people to start to live in delusion. And it's quite sad. And it's a little scary because it's getting to a point where a lot of people are starting to believe the delusions. They're starting to believe the nonsense. They thinking that their truth is their truth. And granted, I say that term a lot too. And I always say that your truth is your truth, but it has to be an actual fact. Like you can't say this happened, but it didn't really happen and say, well, that's my truth. Like, no, you could say your feelings is how it happened, but if that situation did not play out that way, you cannot go around saying that that's your truth because that's delusional. And you also can't say that I'm good, I'm great, I got it when you're burning on the inside. Because I'm going to let you know, sometimes I go through the same struggles. I'm not 100% okay. And I know I get on the internet every day and I give y'all some more motivation because that's something that I do. That's something I want to put out there. But a lot of times it'd be hard for me to really find something positive to say because at the moment I'm really at a war within myself. And I get that. I feel as if the word has taught us how to put the brave face on, how to just show up, to put the mask on. And it's hard for anybody to expect you to just learn how to take it off. Like, I'm done with the mask. But I truly think as a whole, we all need to learn how to just be okay with us. The good, the bad, the ugly, the dysfunctional, the areas that we need to grow in because ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody got it going on. Ain't nobody got it right. And that's okay because we're all human. And I know a lot of people say, like, oh, well, I'm just human. We really are human. Now, I'm not saying that you go around being a fucked up individual. Of course not. Because if you're a bad person, do better. But if you are a person that's just making honest mistakes and you need help in the area, you deserve grace. But what you don't and what you can't do is continue to live in this delusion. This delusion that the world is out to get you. Into this delusion that you think that something is just going to fall in your lap if you manifest it. A delusion that if you just say your affirmations every day, that it's going to happen. Because work without faith is pointless. Like, the delusion is real. Like, people really think that they could drink some tea or take this and they're going to have the perfect body that they want. It's delusion. We got to start getting back to the real. Like, can we bring real back? I know a lot of stuff go in and out of style, but I'm going to need for realness to come back. And I'm not speaking on just like the physical aspect of it. When I say realness, I mean just the energy that we could have a conversation, that you could say how you feel and I could say how I feel and we be good. Or that if I don't like something about you and if I want to tell you something about yourself, that I could tell you that. And don't feel as if, oh, I'm being a mean person, or, oh, I can't say it because I don't know how they're going to take it. Like, can we really bring being real back? Because this fake, oh, I care about this person's feelings, or I don't want to seem like that person, or I'm trying to be this person, it's getting old and it's getting tired. And I don't like that for us at all. And also, going back to the war within you, we got to get rid of self-doubt. Like, self-doubt is one of my biggest enemies at the moment because, like I told y'all earlier, your girl is going through like a space where it's like really me versus me. Like, I am really at a war low-key with myself, and I'm speaking from experience, not being transparent, but my struggles and your struggles might be the same. And I want to remind both of us that we got to kick the self-doubt out, because self-doubt is nothing but the devil. And I know part of the reason, me taking accountability, a part of the reason why I've been in this little funky move is because I have gotten off my schedule. I have gotten out my bag. I've gotten off my Zoom. And I legit just been self-loathing, which is a terrible combination. And I know it's something that we all do very well. It feels real good to just give up. It feels real good to just be like, poor me. It feels real good to say, I can't. Or it feels real good to say, it won't happen for me. That ain't gonna happen to me. I'm not lucky enough. And that's why that self-doubt, you gotta go in the trash. That cannot be in our backpack for greatness. It's 2024. It's a brand new year. And it's a lot of changes coming. It's a lot of changes that happen. And one of the things that we got to get rid of in order for us to really move forward is the self-doubt. Because sometimes it's really useless. It might just be you. The real reason why you're in the same spot for years and years is because you keep thinking that you're not good enough to move on. Okay? It might be you, my guy. The reason why you in the situation that you is based off of you and your decisions. And that you got to do better. And that you can do better. Stop doubting yourself. Please stop doubting yourself. It is a tactic of the devil. Y'all already know who I'm repping for. The delusion. That's him. The self-doubt. That's him too. Get rid of it. Because it's all what's being part of the problem, and it's all what's being added on to the war at hand. And I'm just going to be quite frankly with you. It is a lot of craziness in this world. It's a lot of people and things that don't want the best for you. And the last person that you should be at war with is yourself. We can't have that. It's not healthy. It don't do you any good. We got to get rid of the self-doubt because you can. And I know we just coming off of Black History Month and all those great, powerful leaders and all the motivational things that we learned as a kid, like that, oh, I'm Black and I'm proud, and that, oh, I can do it. We got to start keeping that a part of our daily lives. Because when we start letting self-doubt and a little bit of the illusion and a little bit of the laziness and the fear, when we start adding that into our lives, it's the real reason why we continuously going through the revolving door. Why we've been stuck in a position for years when we only supposed to have been there for a day. Get rid of the self-doubt. Leave it. And one of my favorite things, one of my favorite pet peeves, I hate this for everybody, including myself, because I indulge in it too, because sometimes you just be needing that poor me. But the self-pity, I'm trying to tell you, that is the main problem when that war is really in like full-fledged, like bombs are dropping and that type of energy. It comes from the self-pity. Because I'm not going to lie, we're soft. We are so soft now that we don't have the grit and the perseverance and the determination that our ancestors had, or even our parents. Like, we are some really soft people. Like, at any minor inconvenience, we ready to go crawl and cry. Any minor inconvenience. It's like, oh my God, poor me, I can't do it anymore. Because we have been coddled so much. We thrive in areas of pity. And don't get me wrong, for our culture, that's kind of how we got a lot of stuff, is by people feeling sorry for us in a lot of ways, so they just give us certain things. But it does not do any good in the long run, because the self-pity end up turning to self-hate. And how are you going to get out the war, bro, if you feeling sorry for yourself? If you've been feeling sorry for yourself so long and now you hate yourself? We have to let go of the self-pity. Like the whole pity parties. Like, I remember that was the thing, and it still is a thing, that we can really sit around and have a pity party. It's no type of action based. It's no type of, oh, how about we try to figure it out? It's no type of that. It's not none of that energy. The energy is simply, this happened to me. Now I hate the world. It's the world's fault. It's everybody's fault but my own. Poor me. And in the culture that we live in, everybody gonna be like, yeah, poor you. Why did that happen to you? That is so mean. Instead of actually saying, like, I understand it happened, feel your feelings, experience. Now what we're gonna do about it. That what are we going to do about it energy is out of here. And that's something we got to bring back for ourselves. Because I'm not even going to speak on fixing the community, fixing the world, fixing society. That ain't on me. I'm really focusing on the individual, me included. You got to fix you first so you could get on your job, so you could start walking in your path, so you could start walking in your purpose. So your purpose can help the world, can help your community, can help society. You get where I'm going with this? But everything leads back to you. And if you have a war within yourself, if you can't find peace within yourself, you will never find peace anywhere. And I don't know about y'all, but peace is a non-negotiable for me. Peace is how I'm living my life moving forward. Because if I look back on my last 29 years, it's a lot of times where your girl was, where peace wasn't even a reality, wasn't even a thought. So that's one thing I can't say. You know, I've been saying I've been dreading 30, but when I look at my 20s, them teens, I'm trying to tell you, it is a miracle that I'm here. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know how many people can relate to it being a miracle that you are here. Let's just leave. It's a miracle that we all are here because we all been through some. And that's why we have to kill the war within us. And yes, life happens. We might be in positions where we had something bad happen to us. We had a messed up life story. We had a lot of bad stuff. Everybody had something. Ain't nobody got a perfect life. And if you do, I would love to hear about it. But everybody that had something, but we really need to learn how to be more action-based and being more willingly to let go and move forward, to get over it. And I think one of the biggest things when it comes to killing the war within you and getting rid of the delusion, getting rid of the self-doubt and the self-pity is learning how to forgive. And that is a big one for me because, baby, I am an Aries. I hold grudges. Very much so. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I am one of those people. You do something bad to me, you are cut off for eternity. But with forgiveness, you have to learn how to let go. And by letting go, it's more so for you. Because a lot of times that war inside of you, you probably didn't even start it. It started by somebody doing something wrong to you and that you just want to keep holding. And that fire started. And then you start just adding more and more to the fire. And now it's burning you up. Well, you just an angry person. You hate the world. Can't nobody say hey to you. You can't smile. You can't laugh. You can't joke. You living in a space and you being a person that you was never meant to be. You have to forgive people. But the biggest thing that I know everybody talk about, like, oh, forgive such and so. But I think the hardest of it all is forgiving yourself. And that's something that I had to learn. Because sometimes we be in situations and we make decisions and our life happens in a way that it could sometimes make us hate ourselves. We could be like, I know I was so stupid for doing that. I was so dumb for doing that. I don't even see how I got there. I would never do that. How did I get there? You got to learn how to forgive you. Forgive yourself because you didn't know. And even if you did know, you made the mistake knowing what you know, give yourself some grace. Because clearly he had that plan for you. And that's something that I'm really learning when it comes to forgiving myself. When I sit there and say like, oh man, I could have been there quicker. I could have been had that. I could have been did this. I can't believe I'm going through that. Or I went through that. It's like you had to go through it. Because if you didn't go through it, if you didn't experience it, how would you have the wisdom? And yes, you can get wisdom from other people, but a lot of wisdom comes from experience. Do they always have to happen? No. But that's where the forgiveness come in. You have to learn how to forgive yourself to quiet the storm. Forgive yourself. And once you learn how to give yourself more grace, I promise you, forgiving other people for wronging you becomes easier because you recognize that you did me wrong, yes, but that's on you. You got your own war within you that you got to figure out for yourself. And I figured out, man, so we good. Trying to tell you, that's the approach. That's what you have to do in order to get peace, to quiet the war, to throw in the white flag. And it's hard. It is truly hard when we sit there and talk about getting over things that seem like it's always on repeat on your head, in your head. It's like this one incident that changed you for your, like, for a lot, like changed your personality, changed the way you think, changed the way you act. It could be playing on loop in the back of your head. But instead of you addressing it, you just gonna keep it going in loop and going in loop. And you still gonna go through life. You still going to work, you still being a mama, you still being a husband, being a wife, you being whoever. But you got that pain, that experience playing in loop in the back of your head. And you know what that's doing? That's just giving the war more ammo. You can't find peace because whenever you close your eyes, whenever you try to rest, whenever you want to do something fun and do something nice, you got that experience going in loop and going around and around in your head. That's why you have to face it. Face the music. Stop being in delusion and thinking like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm over it. If you ain't over it, that's okay too. There's no timeline to healing, but you do have to heal. I'm not saying you should be healing for 20 years. Like at some point, baby, do some work, get some help, get over it. But I know healing is not easy. It's not easy. Forgiveness is not easy. It's very hard to forgive people that has wronged you. And it's even harder to forgive yourself for hurting you. Because a lot of times we put ourselves in situations and we hurt ourselves. Because we all have that voice in our ear that's like, don't do that. Don't talk to him. Don't be friends with her. Don't say that. And then we be like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. We do it anyway. And we end up regretting it. But regret is the work of the devil. Because God knew you was going to do it anyway. He just warned you. Like, I'm recognizing that more and more as I read the Bible. And I know everybody don't like talking about God and Christ and all that. But God is in everything. And it's just up to you to believe it or not. The convo tonight is about the war within you. I'm speaking on personally just all the different factors that fuels the war within ourselves, and that it's all tied in from delusion, self-doubt, self-pity. All that leads to the anger, to the anxiety, to depression. And that's why we as a whole get stuck in places, because we're not okay with ourselves. We don't have the confidence. We don't have the willingness to heal. We don't have the grit to get through it. We just want to give up. We want to take the easy way out. And I'm telling you, peace, when you've been through some stuff, it's not just the easy walk in the park. It's not like you could just say, okay, turn on peace. It's a little harder than that, especially when you've been through a lot of trauma, and a lot of us have at early ages. And some of us haven't. And I'm happy for you that you were blessed to not get, the bad end of the stick like other people. But we have to start addressing the war within ourselves, because when we don't, we get a lot of people that get on the internet and they just start spilling out hate. Like I know on the last episode, he's talking about the man versus woman war. And a lot of the men and women that hate each other, it's because they've been hurt once before. And now they're going through a lot of trauma. They got that inside of them. It has built a full blown war within themselves, and that they can't hear anybody's perspective. They don't want to hear nobody's apologies. They can't get over nothing because they at war within themselves. And anybody that talk to them and try to question them, they're gonna be at war with you. So that's why it starts with you. In order for us as a whole to move forward, for us as my community to do better and to have better things, we all personally got to address our mess. It's bigger than, oh, I need a person that's this, that, and the third. Here's my list. This is what I want. Because you can have a man with the list. You can have the woman with the list, but if you not right with you ain't gonna do nothing but self-sabotage it. And that's what we do too. It all ties in with the war within yourself. And I could say now that your girl is on the road to 30, I might be a little more wiser. I think I'm an auntie now. Is 30 like auntie age, or I got 10 more years? I mean, I don't know. I could wait. But we really got to start working on ourselves. And when I say work on yourself, I'm not just saying go to therapy. I'm not saying start a podcast. I'm not saying go make more money. I'm not saying all these fictitious things, go get your body done. I'm not saying that. I mean, really do some soul searching and heal you on the inside. Heal the real you. Not the you that you put out in front of us, your representative. I'm not speaking on that person. I'm speaking on the person that's inside deep down. The little girl you, the little boy you, who you was before life happened. We got to get back to them people, because I'm not going to lie. I think we had we had more luck back in the day when we were still young and innocent. Because now that we've seen how vicious the world can be, it has chewed us all up and spit us out, and it shows. Everybody is bleeding out everywhere. And that's what they want. They want chaos. They don't want us to be okay. And y'all know who they is. If y'all don't, I don't know what to tell you, but that's what they want. We got to start doing better, y'all. We need redemption. Like, I'm learning that. It is a road to redemption. Like, you don't have to be who you always been. If you want to be somebody else, be that. But let that make sure it's you. I'm not saying like, oh, I don't like my body, so I'm going to get a whole new body. No. I'm not saying that I don't want to be. I'm not even going to say that. I get myself cancer. I'm not even going to say that. But we got to do better. We have to learn who we are and who we want to be, and be that. Not who we think we should be, or what's the person that's going to be the most beneficial. Like, we got to learn who we are and be that person. Because even if you create a facade and you go with it, you will eventually get to the point where it's you versus you, where it's like, oh my God, I want to be this person, but I'm really this person. So now we're constantly fighting on the inside, but we ain't going to show y'all. That's not healthy. I want everybody to be happy and healthy. And that's the reason why I started thugging it out in the first place. Place we could be transparent. We could let it all hang out, but also with the focus of us becoming better people, and start letting stuff that's not for us or never was for us, letting it go. You gotta end the war within you so you could get in action and get outside in the world and really start walking in your purpose, doing what you're supposed to do. Because a lot of us are just walking around aimlessly and wasting time. And time, I feel like, is the only thing that is for certain. It's time. The year just started and we already in March. Time ain't waiting on nobody. And I don't know how much we got. I don't know how much you got. But time, I feel like, is the only thing that we know for certain that is moving. And it's moving fast. So get right. End the war. and start being who you're supposed to be. Because the delusion is not a good look. It really isn't. It's tired and I'm over it. I think a lot of us is. As a whole, I speak for the whole collective. Get in the real game. Get in real life. Stop doubting yourself. Be who you're supposed to be. And stop feeling sorry for yourself. I think that's one of the biggest ones. That's hard for all of us. Is that we get to get in a space that we start feeling sorry for ourselves. Let it go. Get that out that bag. You can't take it with you. Because all of that is why so many of us are fighting depression. Why so many of us are fighting anxiety. Why so many of us are pissed off. It's because we are so attached to those three little things that ain't doing nothing for us. How about you add some forgiveness, some love, some joy, some happiness? There's a lot of other emotions. You ain't necessarily got to be mad and angry all the time. Learn how to smile. If you need help, ask for help. But get back to you. End the war within you. Y'all already know. If anybody needs help with resources, I am your girl. I will help you find you some help. And I'm always a listening ear for anybody. I built the platform to help and to provoke change as a whole. So use me if you need me. I'm here. I'm your girl. And that's all I got. We short, sweet today. We getting back on track. And this is the first one of my road to 30 episodes. Lesson learns. First is the war within you. We got to end it. End it. So we can all walk the path that was meant for us. Okay? I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Well, a wonderful evening. Y'all know it's getting nice outside, so we might have to be figuring out if we're going to change our dates from Saturday to another day. I don't know. We'll figure it out one of these days, but that's all I got today. I love you guys. Y'all already know Talking to Family will be on tomorrow. Hopefully, I think. But if not, we'll see you the following Saturday and the following Sunday because that's what we do. So, yeah, make sure y'all start getting some help. If you need me, I'm here. Remember to be grateful, be blessed, be thankful. But most importantly, keep thugging it out. Peace.